Now it's done, as you can see. Here it will be a moon, and it has completed the background stitching. The next step in this case is the thick line here. That's the same as here, and depending on your preferences, you can either as you see here, I have the lining flipped up towards the top of the bag on the other side, but I want to cover this with this line, so I will in this case flip it down, run the stitching here, and then flip it back up because it's not done yet with the front. So you can do either way. You can just leave it and stitch and continue and then flip it down for the final edge stitching, or you can fold it down and run this thick line, but remember to fold it up again because you don't want it to be stuck in the front. As you can see, it does the same thing as it did for the top part. Make sure your zipper pull is out of the way. As you can see, it's done. And I have also made sure that the lining is flipped up again. So, see here. Now, for the next step, it's going to show us where to add the extra piece of fabric. So you can run it. And then we see where it's going to be attached. I have this woven golden glitter. So you just make sure that it covers the edge when you attach it, and that it lies flat. The next step is some patterned detail, so I'm going to change the color. So now I've changed the color of the thread. I have also cut this excess fabric off around the edge here. So now I'm going to run this pattern. I will just pause to cut the thread. this will go on for a while. I will pause the video and see you again when it's done. So now it's done with this pattern. And the next step is a thick border. So if you haven't already, now it's time to cut the excess fabric off. And I want to change my color, so I will do that. So this is the 13th step of this design, which will create a covered edge of this applique. Again, this will take some time, so I will pause this and see you later. As you can see, it's done now. And the next steps are just the face of the moon. You have stars and you have some moons. So I'm going to stitch them, change colors, and I will show you when I'm done. See you soon. There, now it's done with the front. So for the next step, it will run across the edge. So what you need to do then is you flip down the lining and make sure it's attached somehow. And then you run this step. Now it's done. And at the end of this step, it showed us where you can attach like a keychain ribbon if you want to. So the next step will attach this. If you don't want it, you can just skip it. But if you want one, make sure you add it so the ring is pointing towards the bag. If you attach it this way, nah, doesn't work. So this way, and if it's a thick ribbon, you might have to hold on to it when the machine starts. Now this one is attached, and it's time for the final step. So make sure you open your zipper. Make sure that the zipper pull is not at the edge, because then the presser foot will run over it. And I have made a back pocket. So this is the first thing you will add. You will make sure that the pocket is centered and that the bottom is where the bottom of the bag is. So you have the lining of the pocket towards you. Then you will add the back of the bag on top. You see, this is the fine side towards the bag. And then if you use a lining, you add the lining fabric with a nice side towards you. Okay, I want to have it this way. So make sure that it's secure, and then you will run the final step, that is connecting all of the pieces. So zipper should be open so you can turn the bag, and then the pocket, then the back, the outer back, and then the lining. This is the final step. And it's done. Now we remove the hoop from the machine, and unhoop the project. Okay, I have removed the bag from the hoop, and I have removed the tearaway. And as you can see, this is one side, and this is where the zipper is. So you have to remove this piece of tearaway. And there you have your zipper. So what you do next is cut all the excess fabric off as close as you can without cutting the stitching. And then you turn the bag. So it can be a bit tricky to turn the bag. So you have to use some tools, maybe a chopstick to push the corners. But then you're done. So good luck. I hope you enjoy this video. Bye bye.